We are live. Happy Thursday, everybody. What nice weather we have. I'm sporting a t-shirt and someone who looks much better dressed than I do. Marea Joyce is in the house. Look how nice dressed she is and excited to be here on the study group. So welcome, everybody. We're live. It's Thursday, May 11th at 3 p.m. So we have Marea Joyce here in the house. And she's going to be talking a little bit about tips that she can pass on to you to help you pass your real estate exam. And we're going to talk about that and a lot more stuff right after this. Hi, Marea.
Hi, how are you?
Glad you're here. It's been a
Yes,
long road.
I'm so happy to be here, finally.
Yep. We've got some people filing on here, so we'll give them a couple minutes. But Marea passed her exam. She's had a long road, but I think something that Nikita Wilson mentioned on Facebook, she's the symbol of perseverance. And we'll talk about why that is, right? I don't know, the poster child of perseverance or something.
Yes.
So, and the reason why is Marea. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I made a decision. I always thought about real estate, but honestly, sometimes I felt like, could I do it? Like I had that second guess or doubting myself. And I realized that I had a passion for being a big part of helping someone accomplish their dream or their goal as far as, this is what I've been looking for. You have every family that's always had this dream of having their first home or anything like that. And so I always felt like it just brings me joy to be able to be a big part to help in whatever I can do. And so I decided to jump in. I said, let's just see what this is about.
And when did you start?
August of 2021.
Okay. All right. So about 2021. So year and a half, year and three quarters. Okay. Yes. All right. How did it go? Did you do everything online?
So I made a decision. So of course, you had COVID started in 2020. Yeah. And so when I saw that there were some online classes, I decided, okay, well that's a good idea. You don't have to get up and go drive, up north and do all that. You can do it in the comfort of your home. And so I chose to do straight just online. Couple nights out of the week, couple hours. I think it was just Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I start to realize that I probably should have incorporated the live. Just because sometimes you need to get out of your house. Like I work from home as well. And so it just, to have that in front of you, it makes you more attentive to what's going on versus you're online and then, I forgot I need to cook something or I need, so you're doing all this extra stuff and then you're trying to
get distracted.
And so for me, I felt like if I have to do it again, I would either do hybrid or completely live.
Yeah. I think live stream is a good mixture because you're home doing it via Zoom, but you do have an instructor. I enjoy teaching live stream because I can sit at home and my t-shirt and do it. Right.
Yeah.
So, but it does, but you get that hands-on. I think in the perfect world, everyone would love to go in person, but about 90% of our students do it, online. So it's because it's convenient for their lifestyle. So, so did you got started in August of 2021? Did you just go right through it immediately, or how long did it take you to get
right through it? Right through it immediately. I was done in October, the end of October. And towards the end, like at the end of September, we had a major death in our family. And I honestly kind of got like, I don't know, it just became mundane. I felt like,
Took the wind out of your sails, you mean?
yeah, and I felt like, okay, shit, almost like I was losing my drive.
Yeah,
Um,
that
and
happens.
so then we come to 2022, and the very week that I was getting ready to turn in my first application, um, honestly, they still don't know what happened, but I had developed like this major pain in my back and it caused nerve pain in my thigh. Couldn't hurt. I could barely walk. I was down for 3 months. Um, and that definitely took me out of it. Wasn't studying, wasn't looking at note cards, wasn't doing any of that. Um, And it wasn't until the end of last year that I spoke with a close friend that's she does motivational things, and um, she said, "You know what? You can do this." And she said, "Make a list, and I want you to follow this list. This week, you're gonna lay out, do note cards. This week you're going to read this chapter. This week you're going to."
Structured it.
And so I started following that, and that's what kind of pushed me to say, okay, I'm going to give this a try, and then submitted an application. And yeah,
Okay. How many times did you take your exam?
3 times.
3 times.
3 times. Yes.
And you didn't, that's great. And you didn't give up.
Didn't give up.
Yeah.
Like
You're not alone. You're
yeah,
not alone.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's okay. It's all right if you fail it once or twice.
Mhm.
But I guess my question to you is, so you fail it once, fail it twice, I guess. But like, what did you do different? Like, why do you think like you were not passing it? Let me ask you that. Why do you think?
So honestly, the first time if I have to look at it and be totally honest, I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Because there was such a gap. You look at August of 2021 to now
Mhm.
we're talking about the beginning of 2022. I had to teach myself, like retrain. I forgot everything that
Yeah.
ever was taught in those classes.
Mhm.
So, towards the end of the first time, I learned about the prep agent on YouTube and watched the videos, and they helped a lot. But
Mhm.
you can't, you still got to know, you know what I mean? You can watch that, but you still got to learn the vocabulary. You still got to make sure that you're reading. And really, those videos are basically, it's supposed to be review. It's not really to teach you.
Got it.
It's to
Kinda
review what you should
polish
already
everything. Yeah.
right. And
Okay.
at first, that's how I was using it, was they were teaching me, but it really was, I should have known it, and then, oh, okay, yeah, I remember, and that was a review.
Mhm.
Um, and then the second time, I thought, okay, this is it, and I was maybe 6 points away from passing, and that was like, okay. It pushed me to see, allowed me to see that if 6 points and then this is where I'm at, then I know I can succeed. It has to
Mhm.
be.
You saw
I'm gonna,
progress.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Which is always a good thing. Yeah.
between those 2 times, CompuCram was a big help this last time.
Okay. Yeah, let's segue into it. So, what are some things that you said, listen, if I could, in a perfect world, if you could kind of take all your mistakes but lumped them together, what are some things you'd say, listen, guys, this is what you need to do? What would it be? What would you be? CompuCram? That's the
Comp,
Honduras. Yeah.
yes. And I was doing the practice questions, the vocabulary matching and all of that.
Okay.
Going through each subject. But this time around, it wasn't until I completed that and then got to the actual practice exams. And it may sound drastic, but what I started doing was, after I took those exams, I would write down each question that I missed.
Okay.
And I would study that, not just read it and get the right to have the answer there, but I would go back to the book to get it in depth into my brain that I knew what I was talking about when I saw the question. Not just because I saw the answer, but I would understand what I saw.
Yeah.
And so that helped. My last score was 85. And so I knew, okay, I'm ready. This is it.
You got an 85 on the Crammer or 85 on CompuCram?
The CompuCram test.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Now the Crammer actually got higher. It was like 90.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's why it was, and that was before I took my first one.
Oh, you were scoring that high on the first one.
Yeah. Okay. Before I took my first actual test.
Yes. Okay.
The state, the real estate, the test itself, but the Crammer, I took that a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that helped you, the Crammer?
I do. I think now looking at it, but at the time it felt mundane.
Okay.
So, and I did that like 3, maybe 4 times.
You took the Crammer 3 to 4 times? Okay. You got your money's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, everyone that's watching right now, we are live. It's 3:00 Thursday, May 11th. If you have any questions for Marea, go ahead and put them in the comments section. We'll answer those for you in live, and she'll answer it for you. So, so you think the CompuCrammer was really, really good? That was like some top notch. Did you happen to did you buy the PSI practice questions? You did not. Okay. Yep.
Let me tell you why. So after like between the first and the second, actually after the second time, I realized people were saying, there's math questions and there's at least 8. And I probably was getting maybe 1 or 2 points. Like that's how bad I was doing on the math. And people were saying, well, maybe you should get better in the math. And so the math can take you. And so I decided, let me pay for tutoring for math.
Oh, you paid for tutoring for math?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. May I ask how much that cost?
Do
okay,
it.
All right.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So it was a ripoff, scam type situation?
It just was like, what is happening?
Okay.
Like what it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I'm with you. We get a lot of people. We get a lot of scammy stuff on the message group. Trying to offer those services, and we delete them because we don't like.
And it wasn't a scam. It just wasn't
worth the money.
I needed more something. More attention, more interaction.
Okay.
And it was okay. Is that it? Do you have anything else? And I'm like, okay, what? I just paid you $65 or something. It was a waste of time.
Okay. When it comes to math, everyone, there's minimum 5, max 10. So 7 or 8's pretty average, kind of in the middle. Now I'll ask you. You took the exam 3 times, right? Marea, do you remember your math questions? Were they like? I know you said I did the tutor because I didn't do good on it. So can you because that's a big question. Do you remember what you had? The type of math?
The ones that like the very night before, I don't know why, but it hit me the night before, and it was more of the percentages when you have the mills and then the assessment values. And I don't know why, but I was flying through them and I was doing them. And those are the ones that I've seen on the test. You just understand that and how to do it. I remember seeing those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything with do you remember anything with like down payments, percentages or commission splits or anything like that?
So commission splits, I was hoping to see more of that because that
Easy.
kind of, but I didn't, this time around, I didn't see a lot of it, but you will see, because I mean, I took it 3 times, but yeah, you'll have where there's down payments, or like you said, the commission splits, and but definitely this time around, I did see that assessment value.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the millage.
Yeah.
Yeah, mills.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. That's good. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would recommend for people on a positive note? And then we can talk negative next.
If once you have it's a mind thing. Once you get in your mind that I'm going to succeed, I'm going to get through this, then nothing can stop you. Even if it feels like, okay, well, I didn't pass it this time and I didn't pass it that time, and it'll make you start to doubt. But if your mind stays focused on the fact that I know I'm going to pass, or I know I'm going to succeed, that's all. It's just getting your mind set.
Yeah. Confident.
Yeah. And keeping that, because it will knock you down. Like that second time, it was like, wait a minute, what, like maybe, yeah. No,
did you feel good coming out of the second time? Like you felt good going
time, I felt down, like, oh man. And then I actually saw myself getting relaxed and coming out of not studying, not being consistent with that. And I remember literally like going outside and taking a walk and listening to a tape that was like, let's go. We need you to let's go. And that's what I said, okay. Yeah, you have to, because, and that's anything in life, you have to. But you got to get it once you know, like that was my thing. I knew I was going to, I just didn't know when.
Yeah, the biggest advice I can give when someone doesn't pass is you got to get right back on the horse again. And I always the analogy I always say is like, it's like running a marathon. Like you train to run a marathon, and say you just don't make the marathon, 26 point whatever miles, and you only run 20. Yeah, that's still pretty good. You gave it a shot. Right. And it doesn't make any sense for you to say, you know what, I'm just going to run the marathon in like 5 months from now, because now you get fat and lazy and you got to train all over again. Like all this information you're going to forget. So get back on the horse and do it again and do it again.
Yeah, that's
too far. Yeah.
Yeah. And that, if you don't, it makes it harder, especially in a situation like mine. You have that gap. You're having to put all this information into your head and retain it so that you can try to, pass and what have you. But you have to, that's the thing, is definitely staying consistent.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you did, and maybe it's the length of time, maybe, I don't know, but is there anything that you did, you're like, oh, I mean, that was a stupid mistake? I mean, obviously hiring a math tutor, that was a waste of money. Anything else? I did that, I should never recommend it.
Yeah, one of the first things I thought of is when my very first time. So I'll say this, it's good to have a support team, a support group. My family, my close friends, cousins, people were praying for me, like they were encouraging me, you got this, you can. What I realized though is that when it's time to take the test, be careful to, tell a few people. Like for you, I couldn't even, I'm like, I don't even want to tell Adam this third time. Like,
yeah, you did.
What happens is once you've
kept it a secret.
You fail, and it's like, oh my God, I let all these people down, and now you have to call, and they're texting, how did the test, and they know you're taking it at this time. And so it's pressure. Even driving to it, all I'm thinking is, I told this one, and this one is texting like, hey, you got this. And it's pressure. You don't want to add any more pressure than what you already have. So just be, Tell us,
So you're telling everyone at home, be sneaky like you did, right? Not tell. I
be
hate that.
sneaky.
I hate
Yeah.
that because I didn't know. You texted me on a Friday, right? Was it a Friday?
No, I actually didn't
Saturday?
text. I didn't text you until after it happened.
I know, but I
On the
didn't know
third
you
call.
passed it. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
Friday,
yeah,
'cause
and I
yeah,
was
I
like,
took
yeah,
it.
and I
Yeah.
was like, what? What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. And you know who did? Paisley did that. Who's with us, and we
Yeah.
interviewed her a couple weeks. She did that to me, and someone else recently, and I'm like, what? Why did you tell me? And they say this. You say the same thing. I didn't want anyone to know. I wanted to keep it a secret. So that's fine. Whatever works, I guess.
Yeah, it just I don't know, like, I don't know. That first time I said, "Yeah, I can't do that again."
Okay.
I can't
That's
yeah,
fair. Hey, whatever gets you over the hump.
yeah.
So did you probably took the test in OBETS, right? At
Yeah, I took it in
yeah.
OBEX.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one in
Um,
southeast of Columbus. That's
right.
pretty close to your house. Yeah. All right.
OBEX.
Did you I know going back to the first time you took it, did you pop in and check out where you needed to go before you took the first round of tests? Does that make sense? Like scoped it out
So
before you took it?
I drove up there the first
Okay.
time, um, and then I think the second time I was taking it, I'd actually signed up to go to the Dublin location.
Oh, okay.
So I definitely checked that one out. And I wasn't a fan. So I canceled canceled that and rescheduled for
Okay.
the growth program.
Okay. Why and
Yeah.
again, I don't care. Why did you not like Dublin? Just out of curiosity. Just so people at home know something maybe
Um,
to worry about.
so when I walked up to the door,
Mhm.
I just wanted to see like, okay, this is the building, this is the need to go to.
Yeah. Yeah, good
Um,
job. Yeah, that way you
I
know where you're
approached,
going on test day.
yeah, yeah, because it's in a building, it's in an office building. So you want to make
Mhm.
sure, okay, is it on the first floor?
Yeah.
On the second, you want to make sure. And so when I
Not
approached the
like a
door,
McDonald's.
um,
Mhm.
yeah, they have it, it's locked. So someone came to the door, and the person that came to the door, the feeling that I got was not, I don't know.
Homey.
I immediately called and said, yeah, I have it. It just wasn't friendly. It was at
Yeah.
that time I had on a hoodie, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just coming to see where it's at. I'm not taking the test or
Scoping it out.
anything. I had my phone in my hand and my keys, and you can't wear a hoodie, and you can't, and just started, and I'm like, and I'd never heard anything about not wearing a hoodie. The very first time I went to take my test, that's what I had to be comfortable. Jogging
Oh, yeah.
pants and, a hoodie.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, and so it was hard to me, and then it was like that was it. And
Mhm.
so she walked off, and I thought, I don't know. I immediately canceled and rescheduled.
Okay. No,
Because
that's
you
fine.
already
Yeah.
have this pressure, and so you don't need to walk into a
Yeah.
place.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're getting ready to take this is a major test, and so you don't want that energy
Right.
to affect you while you're, positive energy.
What I know this sounds
Yeah,
stupid,
and
but I
growth
mean,
part,
I
they're
hear that.
very
Yep. I hear this a
I
lot.
didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I hear it a lot about people wearing hoodies, and they say you can't wear a hoodie. What can you
Oh,
wear,
so
Maria?
I actually called, and because it didn't make sense when I went to no one ever said that to me.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, well, when I called the lady, she thought she kind of chuckled because she's like, what do you mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. And I said, this is what she said to me. And she had to go ask someone, and they looked it up, and there's nothing on there that says you cannot wear a hoodie. Nothing.
Can you wear what was the idea that you would like put it over your head
They
and be secretive?
I don't know if it was because they check if you have something in your pockets like they check everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even take I'll have like my little wallet or my license, but that's it. I don't even don't know why, but for some reason that's what they're telling people that come there. Well, that
Okay.
particular person. I don't know if all of them are. But you can wear it. You go to Girlport,
I've heard
there's
that. I've
no
heard that before. I didn't
strict.
understand it. So I didn't know if well, maybe to play it safe is just wear a sweatshirt without a hood. I'm guessing the
Yeah,
hood
yeah.
has
If
something to do with
especially
it.
if you're going if you're going there for sure, especially don't
Yeah.
and you can't like they watch you on the screen. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't just all of a sudden put your hood. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they say,
Yeah.
but
That would be the
yeah,
only reason why. So yeah, so
yeah.
that's Dublin, guys. That's Dublin. So I don't know. I've heard it a couple different times. I didn't understand it. So very good.
Mhm.
So any other words of advice before we get off today, Maria, for the group?
Just keep plucking. You got it. Keep plucking. I'm so happy that I chose Ashmont. I remember the first time we talked on the phone, I was nowhere near ready to take the test, but I remember our conversation and getting connected with a company that's going to be right there by your side.
Awesome.
Right
Well, thank you.
there.
Yep. Well, we're
Every
glad you
step of the
came.
way.
Yeah, it's been a long
Because
road,
it's
and I
all new.
it
Yeah,
is.
you need that support. So
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, good. Well, we're
yeah,
glad you're here. It's been a long road, but
yep,
we're glad you made it. So, Maria,
yeah.
well,
Thank you.
for second, or maybe third time. So, and you're not alone. I talk to him every week. So, with that being said, if you have
Yeah,
any
you're
questions
not
for
alone.
Maria, guys, put it in the comments. Put them below. Maria, she'll answer them. I'll answer them. And we'll get you ready to pass your real estate exam. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. I love it. Spring is here. Summer right around the corner. So we'll see you all
Yes,
next
yes,
time. Bye,
yes.
everybody.